Okay. So how do you actually choose or develop your materials? So first, you have to establish an objective. Objective means the purpose. What is the purpose? Then only you can develop your teaching materials. So you can read here, start by deciding what you want the students to know. Okay, this is what we write in our objective, right? Learning objective. So what you want your students to know at the end of the lesson. That's the first thing. Okay. So this is referred to as cognitive adjective. That means at the end of the lesson, students should be able to do what? Okay. Also consider what you want the students to be able to do at the lessons end, otherwise known as the behavioral objective. The behavioral objective, we want students to perform, do more of like action. So we are using action verbs for the behavioral objective. So establishing objective prior to creating the material provide us a better understanding of what we are trying to accomplish. Okay, don't write don't design material, then only you want to write your objective. Cannot. You must write your objective, then you'll design your material. Okay, so you'll be able to more successfully creating the material to achieve your lessons goal. Okay, that's the first thing. Establish objective. Second, analyze the audience. You must know your students, okay? Their age group, their proficiency level, their socio-economic status. Why is it important? We need to know their background, okay? Are they from rural or urban? Okay, their parents' professions, their exposure to the language, the community that they're living in. Everything we need to know so we can actually adapt all these in designing our teaching material for the students. Okay, make sure you tailor the material to the students through the use of ethnic names or terms. Like if you have seen Cambridge English books, most of the examples or references to the festivals or clothings, everything related to the Western styles. Yes or no? They don't give examples like baju gurung or baju kebaya or orang Iban ethnic nothing. Okay, they are more reference to the Western countries. So that's how they will tailor the materials. So if you're looking at our Malaysian written artists book, maybe their references more to our Malaysian culture, the costumes that we wear, the festivals that we celebrate, the food that we eat. That is called, and that's why this socio-economic status and certain backgrounds of the students are important for us to consider when we are creating the materials. Okay, so yep. Name of terms making reference to places or objects the group of students will be familiar with. Make sure the learning materials that you're designing are familiar for your student. The content in the material, very familiar to your students so they can tap on their prior knowledge when they are doing the activities. Okay. So your choice of topics should be relevant with your students. That's why we need to analyze the audience. Your audience is your student. Okay, these small things will increase student interest in the lesson and allow the lesson to speak to students at their levels. Okay, next. Okay. Okay. Next, the third technique is consider different learning styles. Okay, as you all know, students with different learning style. We have visual learners, we have auditory learners, we have kinesthetic learners. Okay, KVA or AKV, whatever, you just remember that. Okay, so audio visual learners, they prefer learning by listening, by by watching videos. These are audio visual learners. Okay, the okay, audio visual learners. Yeah, audio visual. Okay, kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners, they are more to what? More to doing hands-on practices. So when they do, they remember. Visual learners, they want to see images or the writing. If you are just telling them, they won't understand. So they have to read or show them the image or the writing. the passage or the reading text. That's how they understand. So we have to consider different learning styles students. Okay, students learn more effectively when they are engaged in their style of learning. Visual learners learn most effectively when they can see something. Auditory learners learn best through sound, and kinesthetic learners learn engage in motion. So provide your students with a learning inventory to determine whether your students are mainly visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. So you have to test them. Maybe in the beginning of the first week or the second week, you should be able to identify your students. What types of learners are they? Okay, allow this information to influence your material. So once you got the information, the data, then it is very helpful for you to design your material. Okay, next, select a delivery method. So how you want to present. This is very important. Teacher, how are you going to teach them? Are you going to just use the whiteboard and marker pen, or you're going to show them pictures, videos, or using the LCD projector? How you want to do it? Okay, so consider which delivery method have proven effective with your students in the past. So you can choose either one. Using whiteboard and marker, I don't say it's wrong. It is good, but don't put too much of content on the whiteboard. That means everything you want to write on the whiteboard, I think it is not effective. Whiteboard is only used for writing down any specific information or writing like very quick examples while you're teaching. And that's how you use. Okay, so we must use it effectively. If you're using PowerPoint projector, yes, make sure the points are there, and then you are able to show them the points. Okay, don't put too much of information in the slides. So that can also can be disruptive for the students because too much. So we have to choose. So you have to see, okay, when I use the PowerPoint, my students get excited. Okay, my students learn better, they understand better. So use that method for that particular students. But when you go to different class, that students, they don't prefer PowerPoint. They prefer videos. They prefer songs. They like to listen. And then you go to that type of that method outside. Okay, so you have to choose which method is appropriate for your students. Okay, next, seek ways to integrate technology. Okay, this is actually, if you ask me personally, we can't really integrate technology to the full in the schools, okay, in our government school, local schools, because we don't have the facilities. Okay, when I taught in an international school previously, every students can actually rent an iPad from the library. So if let's say the teacher wants to use iPad for the lesson, we will actually book or reserve one day earlier before the class. So let's say I have 15 students, 15 students will get the iPad. So usually I will do like Lingo Kids or some of the apps like reading apps, and then Class Dojo apps in the iPad, where students can interactively learn the language. This is how we integrate the technology. But talking about our local school with limited facilities, the only way we can use technology is by showing them videos, because we have these smart TVs, right? Showing them videos, PowerPoint presentation. What else? Okay, you tell me how we can actually integrate technology in schools. Have you ever tried like something beyond like what I say? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. I got worried. Okay. I thought talking to myself. Okay, so have you tried using technology beyond the YouTube videos in schools? Like doing Kahoot games together. Like every student has their device to play. No, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so because sometimes Kahoot has a limitation of how much
Yes.
question we can do. But the
Yes.
rest we need to
Mm.
subscribe and pay,
Yeah.
and it can be quite risky. Yes,
Yes, true. So I think maybe the schools need to at least purchase one, one app for the teachers to use. Correct, right? More like they have to subscribe lah. Maybe the Kahoot they have to subscribe so that more participants can join. But the thing is, students, can't exactly answer from their device. Maybe you can bring them to the computer labs. Okay, something like that. So we have to seek ways. Seek ways means you have to find a way. Don't just complain that, oh, no facilities, I can't integrate technology. Somehow you can do it with the limited resources. Okay. So when creating a materials, consider ways in which you can use available technology. If you could show an online video, have students to complete digital simulation, take advantage of the opportunity and use the technology available to you to aid student learning. Maybe you can assign them as a homework as well. Nowadays, students get a lot of homeworks like projects where they have to Google, find the information, turn it into a project. They have a lot of things to do. Okay, so maybe you can also assign them as as a homework when they bring to school and they present something like that. Okay. Yeah, so those are the techniques how we can actually develop our teaching materials effectively. So selecting the English language teaching materials is the prerogative of the teacher or educator, and a proper guidelines in the material selection is crucial because the precise needs of those teaching and learning materials have to be spelled out for the teacher to know if the materials are needed or not. In this concept, flexibility and indecisiveness have to clearly differentiated. Okay, below are the principles for selecting English language teaching and learning materials. Okay, it's kind of blur, but I can read for you, simplify for you. First thing, how do you consider? Make sure your material supports real world situation, can encourage students communication in real world situation. Next, make sure the material is consistent with your learning outcome. Okay, and also included in the curriculum. You have to refer to your syllabus and it is consistent. Next, make sure the materials is built on learner skills, background, like I said, on the learner styles and everything. You have to know your audience, know your students. Next, materials focus learners on the salient features of language in use. Okay, and materials support a mindful approach of learning to learning. That means make sure it's a meaningful one. Okay, and then the material can support the development of intercultural communication competence and also provide the content relevant to our culture. Make sure the material also a rich variety of current, relevant, stimulating, and meaningful language in use. Don't bring materials that is outdated. The information is outdated. Okay. COVID-19 is gone. You're still talking about the pandemic as though it's now. Okay. So the teaching the content should be relevant to the current situation. Materials present language at an appropriate level, like make sure it is not too easy, not too difficult. Make sure it meets your students proficiency level. If it is for beginner, you choose easiest one for them. If it's for intermediate, appropriate for them. Okay. Materials accommodate a flexible, responsive approach to instruction. So these are the 9 principles for selecting teaching materials for English as a second language. Okay. So the question, why should I evaluate my teaching materials? Yes, you should. You can't simply use them because you feel like doing so. There should be a purpose, like I say, objective. Okay, prepare your objective first, then you design. Just because it's nice, it's interesting for you, and you just want to do it. You just want to give the material for your student. No, we should evaluate first. Okay, as you would obtain better picture about the principles of materials evaluation and rationale of doing so. So we often assume that evaluating is all about whether it's good or not. But evaluation also assist in whether the material will be good or not. You got it or not, the question? You don't just check, oh, is this material good or bad? No, you must ask yourself, is this material going to work out for my student? That's how you should ask. Okay, so the general shortcomings of material evaluation is that you can avoid the blunder mistakes or shortcomings of using that teaching materials. So this one, the principles lah, just repeat again. Support, make sure the learning material that you are designing support the development of learners' English language proficiency for effective communication. No matter your class is reading or writing or fully grammar class, at the end of the class, that should be the communicative element. Okay, the skill of communication should be there because we are preparing our students for the future. We want our students to speak English in the future for academic and also for their work. Okay, so that is the main objective. So, and then the second principle, make sure the learning materials consistent with the learning outcome, build on learner skills, focus learners on salient features, support mindful approach, expose learners to rich variety of current, relevant, accommodate a flexible, responsive approach, and present language at an appropriate level. Okay, missing number 9. So number 9 should be here. Okay, responsive approach to instruction. Okay, are you clear?
Yes.
Okay, the question. As a teacher, what is your most crucial principle of evaluating any teaching and learning material? So you tell me, before you give a learning material to your student, how do you actually decide if this is going to work out or this is good? How? Based on which criteria? Can you share your responses? Students, anyone, volunteers? I know it's Sunday evening, I know. How do you, who wants to tell the answer?
Playing games while teaching,
Playing game while teaching?
like fun games to teach how grammars.
No, my question is, how do you evaluate your own learning material? Macam mana you nak pastikan you punya learning material tu bagus ke tidak bagus? Sesuai ke tak sesuai for your student? How do you decide?
Miss, can I try?
Yes.
Maybe trying to do the worksheet together.
That means you will only evaluate when you are using it with your students. Is it like that?
No, before giving it to them. So we try to do it.
Try with who? Try with the students?
No, not to say try with the students. Before giving it to the students, I want to try for myself. Is it okay?
You will try it. Okay. Can also, so that when you try, maybe you can, check for, any errors.
Yeah.
Can also. Okay. Others? Tilaga?
We can create based on their proficiency level, means like before we create the materials, we must think on their side first. Like for if we are creating materials for standard 1, we need to think like standard 1. Is it can they do can they do, for example, the worksheet? Can they do the worksheet? We must think like them so that only we can proceed to the materials.
Yes, good. We must keep their level in our mind when we are creating it. Okay, good. That's one thing. Okay, let's listen from Hari. Hari, are you there?
Yes, miss.
Yeah. How about you?
Okay, for me, it's based on the material, whether the materials help student to achieve a specific goal of the lesson or If it does not teach the required skill, then it's not useful. Is it okay, Miss?
Yeah, can. Okay, good.
No.
So make sure, like I said, the principles, right? The 9 principles. So one of it was what Hari said, like make sure it meets the students, level and all that. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. So yes, I believe that everybody has your own way to evaluate your teaching material. But just remember, evaluate. Don't just download or copy from the chat GPT and just give it to your student directly. That is wrong. Okay. So I think that's the end of our topic for today. I hope that I have given you the input that you can use it for your future. So yeah, let me save this first. For your tutorial activity, scale it down. Okay. You can Google for this book, Pulse Form 1 or Form 2 also can. Okay. But I think we just go for this one, Pulse Form 1. So you have the topic, It's My Life. Okay, It's My Life topic. So I want you to evaluate the topic. Okay, there are how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there are 6 pages for the topic, It's My Life. Okay, I will give you the rubric. Okay, I'll give you the rubric where you have to, I'll show you the rubric first. Yeah, this is the rubric. So evaluate, textbook evaluation. You can evaluate the textbook as well, like what you evaluate in the textbook, all this feature. Like textbook provides a useful table of contents, glossary and index. But you see, because the textbook the textbook available here, I think they only limited few pages. If I'm not mistaken, right? Until up to 50 pages, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So, but if you have the book with you, can you evaluate? Like I want you to do in groups. This is tutorial activity, not assignment. Okay. Can get into groups of 3. Okay. So choose any textbooks. Okay. You can choose any textbook. What you have to do, you have to evaluate. So first you evaluate the textbook itself. Okay. Like, does it provide table of content, glossary and index? Then you just tick lah. Or you can write also, yes, no. You want to write anything also can. You just follow the scale given here. Okay. If it is fully evident, yes, like or everything is provided, then you put fully evident. You can put a tick also. Layout is consistent. That means if you see textbooks, the layouts are actually consistent. Each topic. Okay, you can see. So they will start with the topic, then they have vocabulary and speaking, then they have reading, grammar, vocabulary and listening. So does it consistent? You check for every topic. Is it consistent or not? Okay, so you put a tick. And then chapters contain clear and comprehensive introductions and summaries, yes or no? Textbook contain references, bibliography and resources. Is the information accurate and current? Is it current one? Reading level is age appropriate or not? If it is for Form 1, is it appropriate? How about the size and format? Is it like big enough for the students, clear? Okay, format is visually appealing and interesting. So you look at the pictures. Are the pictures used in the textbook like very interesting, appealing, something like that? You check, then you put a tick. If you have others that you have found out, other feature, you can just specify. Okay, so that is for textbook. Then next part is the content. So content means each topic. Okay, maybe you can evaluate few topics. You can find out like real life applications are given. Okay, maybe for the content, you just choose one topic. So it's easy for you to present later, because I want you to present this in our next class. Okay, this tutorial, I want you to present on next class. So what you do, the textbook evaluation, you do for the entire textbook. For the content evaluation, you choose one topic only. Okay, like just now, topic 1, sorry, the starter topic, it's my life. So based on the topic, you find out, is it real life application? Is the information direction clearly written? Activities are developmentally appropriate? A non-text content? That non-text content means, do they provide any other graphics like pictures, maps, okay? And do they integrate with the text? Okay, lessons, activities are interdisciplinary. Activities apply to diversity of students' abilities, interests, and learning style. That means it meets different types of learners, yes or no. Okay, activities including guiding question which encourage the development of higher level thinking skill. If anything else, you can just add on. Okay, are you clear what to do for your tutorial?
Miss.
Yes.
For this tutorial, can it be more than 3 person?
4 can also, no problem. 3 to 4 lah.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do, this rubric, you will do it, and then what you do, you screenshot the textbook or whatever textbook, screenshot and put it here, and then you upload in Padlet, the submission in Padlet. Then next class you present. You show me the textbook, and then you just present the rubric. That's it. Clear?
Clear, Miss.
Yeah, Miss. But the book is, we choose it by ourselves.
I think you choose by yourself lah. If you have physical book, you can choose. Let's say you can't find any secondary books, you can use primary also. If you can't find lah.
Okay. So okay. From primary to secondary, we can find the textbooks.
Yes, just for tutorial lah, but for assignment must use secondary only.
Okay,
okay. So, yeah, as a submission proof, I will provide you the Padlet later. So you're going to submit in Padlet. Okay. Then you're going to present in our next class, online class. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, Miss.
Clear, Miss.
Okay. So yeah. So I think that's all for today. So I assume that you're going to do your tutorial. I assume lah. Okay. Do you have any questions before I dismiss you?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
So far, no, Miss.
Okay, good. So just want to ask your feedback. Do you want me to like change my teaching method, or you need like more time for me to explain? No, just give your feedback so that I can improve in my future class.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, anything you just send in the Telegram lah. If you don't want to talk now, it's okay. Just send to me in the Telegram. Okay, I think that's all. You can enjoy the rest of the day of Sunday. See you all next class. Bye.
Sure, Miss.
Bye,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.
Thank you,
Bye.
Miss.